Robert, thanks. There's good news and bad news when it comes down to protecting our water tonight. Now, the numbers are in, and NOAA is saying that harmful algae blooms are going to be bad this year in the western Lake Erie basin. That's the bad news. Now, the good news, that doesn't mean we're going to have a water crisis like we did last summer. Ryan Weekman was in Put-in-Bay today, where leading scientists unveiled their first major algal bloom forecast, and he's here now to break down the science behind the numbers.
There's no doubt about it. Today's announcement was significant for Lake Erie. One of the largest blooms on record is forecasted. Nearly 24 of the area's top scientists gathered here at Put-in-Bay. Here's what they had to say.
If you look at 2012, 13, 14, and now 15, this is the worst bloom we've forecast.
Following the historic June rains and stormy weather that now continues into July, we have a recipe on our hands for one of the largest blooms in Lake Erie history. There is no doubt a bloom will happen. The official forecast calls for an 8.7 out of 10, above last year and slightly below the record of 2011. This data comes from ensemble computer models run by various organizations. Put together, they have proven very accurate in past seasons. But 2015 has been very unusual, to say the least. Never have we recorded this much rain in early summer.
Certain events get so far out of scale that you can't anticipate them, and we're not good enough at predicting the weather to know in April or May that we'd have this kind of rain in June.
Without previous years to compare this type of heavy rain to, there is a higher degree of uncertainty with the forecast. Charter boat captains are already reporting algae on the open waters of the lake, and testing has shown small amounts of microcystin in the water. Even with all this seemingly bad news, the scenario does not guarantee a water crisis here in Toledo. That's why monitoring real-time weather conditions will be very important this summer.
When you get southwest winds in Toledo, it's going to blow the bloom away from your intakes and away from Toledo. That's a good thing for you. When you get northeast or east winds, it's going to tend to congregate that bloom over top of your intake, and that's a big concern.
Exactly what happens this year remains to be seen. We will be watching. But there's little doubt this season will be well studied in hopes of reducing the threat for future algae blooms in coming summers. Reporting from Put-in-Bay, I'm meteorologist Ryan Weekman.
Remember,